guys, it's Jess from Peace Love Books, and today I'm here with a requested video of my favorite Audible Escape romances. And so Audible Escape is the romance package that Audible offers, and I don't remember how much it costs. I think it might be like $7 on top of my Kindle Unlimited subscription. And so because I have Audible Escape, I do keep Kindle Unlimited now. I only chose Kindle Unlimited a couple months throughout the year when I knew I could read a lot of ebooks, but I listen to a lot of audiobooks. I have a 35-minute commute to and from work, so I listen while I sew for my Etsy shop, and I listen while I walk my dogs, while I clean the house. I am listening to audiobooks a lot, so I love Audible Escape. So I spend about $17 a month just on books and audiobooks, but I have more time I spend on books than I do on TV, and I'm not hesitant to spend that much money on TV subscriptions. So I was like, yes, that's a good deal. And I listen to probably about an audiobook a week, and unless I'm like flying through it on the weekend, and then I sometimes listen to two, and it depends how long they are. But I have some romances that I've discovered because of Audible Escape, and I want to share my favorites with you. The first one I picked up because I saw Avery talk about it from Avery Loves Books on her recent wrap-up, so I'll link her channel down below, and that is Within These Walls by J.L. Berg. This one is about Layla, who has a heart condition, so she's lived her life in and out of the hospital. It's just been her and her mom. She's never known her dad, and her mom's a professor. And Avery is 22, I believe, at the start of this book, and she's in the hospital, and this STNA, who is Jude, has been working there for 3 years ever since his fiance tragically died in a car accident at that same hospital. He's never gotten over it, and he's never left, so he just got a job there, and he still feels very guilty over what happened, and they fall in love. So they're two very broken people, and Avery has this list, and she wants to live like a normal person, and she's waiting for a heart transplant, and it's very emotional. It's really, really, really good, and I flew through this audiobook really quickly, and I'm probably going to continue out the series whenever I have the time, so I definitely recommend listening to this. Then I decided to give Carrie & Cole another chance because I wasn't a fan of her first book that I read by her, but I saw this series, was super hyped, and that is Storm by Carrie & Cole. This is the first book in the Ashes and Ember series. I have listened to the first three in this series. Book one's definitely my favorite. It's about Storm, and he meets this girl up in the mountains, and she is basically like car wrecked up there. She took a wrong turn, and it's snowing like crazy, and he helps her, but then he wrecks his car while trying to help her. So they're stuck in his truck for like 2 days together, and she doesn't know who he is. He's this, I don't remember if he's like the lead singer or something in this band, and so he's super famous, and she doesn't know that because she doesn't listen to that, and she's actually engaged to someone she's been dating for I think like 8 years or something, and he's hasn't even proposed, I don't think. Maybe they are, I don't remember if they're engaged or just only dating. And he's like, yeah, Storm is like, you're never marrying that guy if he hasn't put a ring on it yet. So she's very self-conscious about her relationship and starts second guessing the guy that she's with and if they're really in love or they're just like comfortable with each other. And she ends up spending this whole weekend with Storm and doesn't want anything to happen because she's obviously in a relationship. There is some cheating in here, so if that bothers you, don't read this book. But it was okay to me because it's fiction, and like there's just so much angst between the characters, and it's really good. And he kind of has to deal with the fact that he's like really, really liking someone when it hasn't happened before, and I love the whole dynamic of all of the people in the band and how she meets some of his family, and it's a lot of fun. And I really think that anybody who likes a rock star romance or the like trapped together romance would enjoy this one. Then I was very pleasantly surprised to find Slammed on Audible Escape. I could not find this anywhere. It wasn't on Scribd, it wasn't at my library, but it was on Audible Escape, and I think I also listened to All Your Perfects on Audible Escape, and I think most of Colleen's books are there. This one is about a girl who's 18, and she just moved to a new high school because they moved with her mom. Her dad just passed away, and she takes care of her little brother as well. There's a little boy next door or across the street who is the same age, and she kind of starts falling for his older brother who's taking care of his brother. And he is 21, I believe, and they go on a date, and they really like each other, and then she goes to school the next day and figures out it's one of her teachers. And he is like doing his student teaching while teaching full-time, and they're immediately like totally shocked and like, oh my god, this can't happen. But obviously they still like each other, so it's really a lot of dealing with their emotions and what to do about that situation. And you probably all have heard of Slam before. It's a pretty classic Colleen Hoover, but I really enjoyed this one and I liked listening to it. Next, it was over really quickly. This is a super short book, and it's book one and I believe 3-book series, and only book one's on Audible Escape, so that was a little annoying. So I haven't listened to the rest of the series yet, but it is Playing for Keeps by Kennedy Ryan. I'm pretty sure the third one just came out recently, and this one is a hockey player, and he lives with his best friend who's also on the hockey team, and he kind of likes his best friend's little sister, and so they have to sneak around behind the best friend's back, and she's always kind of had a thing for him and is shocked when like he finally acts on his feelings. She thought that he's just seen her as a little sister, and it's really hard for them though to sneak around their brother's back because obviously they're roommates in this apartment, and she's got to lie to him, and she's also a teacher, and it was really cute. I really enjoyed it. It was over really quickly. I want to say it was like a 7 or 8 hour audiobook. I listened to mine on 2 or 2.5 speed, so it goes by pretty quickly. The next one's probably my favorite of the whole bunch, and I have talked about this a couple times in other recommendation videos, but that is To Love Jasonthorne by Ella Mays. This one, our main character is pretty much in love with her brother's best friend, and he ends up moving away and he becomes a famous movie star. And she is heartbroken though because she thinks that he sees her as just a little sister, and something had happened that really hurt her feelings before he left, and now she is in college and a best-selling author. She wrote an independently published book that's being picked up by a movie company, and they want Jason to play the love interest, so they're reconnected. He's shocked and excited, and she's horrified because she actually wrote the book based on her feelings for him. They just end up getting reconnected, and they have to fake date to save Jason's reputation, and it can be spun as like, oh, reconnected with a childhood best friend turned romance, and so they fake date, and it's really, really cute, and it's a brother's best friend romance. I love this. I cannot wait to read the next one in the series, and I was very excited that I got to listen to this on Audible Escape. Now, the only thing that bothers me about Audible Escape is they don't have complete series on here, so the next one I have is Ice Planet Barbarians by Ruby Dixon. You guys know I love this series, and this one is just like an alien romance. All these women are abducted from Earth and taken by these aliens and get shipwrecked on this planet where there are these blue men and some women, and in their tribe though they are lacking women, and so the men are super excited that all these new women have come to land on their Earth, and they all have to get a quee, which is this like worm thing they have to take out of an animal and put into their heart so they can survive on the planet. And once your quee sees a mate, you resonate, and so it's a fated mates romance. It sounds super bizarre, but I love them so much, and there's like 15 books in the series. I think I've read 9 or 10 of them, and I don't remember how many are actually on Audible Escape. It's not up to the number I am, so I haven't been listening to them anymore because they're not on Audible Escape, but I definitely recommend starting the series. They're also on Kindle Unlimited, so I can definitely continue the series on KU, but pick up the series now. They're really short and they're really fun, and I love them. Now, I have started to not like them to where I'm at right now, but the first like 5 are so good, and I could not stop listening to them. I read them like back to back to back. I was reading like 5 a month, and they're just so good. And again, this is a series with 17 books, and I don't know how many in the beginning are actually on Audible Escape. The Black Dagger Brotherhood series by Jared Ward is on Audible Escape, and Jim Frangione, I think, is the narrator, and I don't pay attention to narrators, but I know the narrator for this series because he is amazing. I was listening to these all on Scribd, and I would flip back and forth between the audiobook when I'm doing things and then reading the actual physical book when I felt like reading, because I couldn't put this series down, and it's so, so good. The narrator's amazing. I do think that he does mispronounce some names in the beginning of the series because he wasn't sure how to pronounce them, and no one helped him or told him to. He changes his pronunciation like halfway through the series to the correct pronunciation of the character names, but they are so good. He does their accents so well and different voices so well, and you are gonna fly through these. These books are massive, but like all of the first one's not even 400 pages, but a lot of them are over 500 pages, and you will fly through the audiobooks, and it's so good. They're vampire romances. I don't know if I said that. They're vampire romances, and they have like fated mates as well. Like you have your mate that you are obsessed with, so they're really good. And those are some romances that I love listening to on Audible Escape, and you guys should check out. Let me know down below if you have any favorites on Audible Escape that I should check out. I would love to hear. And that's all I have. As always, thank you so much for watching, and have a good day. Bye.